Hi, this is Christy of Christy Peterson Photography, and my Etsy shop name is Fairy Photography. I sell digital backgrounds and fairy costumes and fairy templates, Photoshop templates for fairy books and albums. This is a quick tutorial to show my tips and tricks for using an acrylic mirror that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's or home warehouse stores, department stores, to use as a pond. So with my editing here, I am at the stage where I'm ready to focus on my pond. So first, I'm going to change the color of my pond. I want it to have a blue tint to it and a little bit darker to have it look more real. So I'm going to go up here to Layer and do New Fill Layer and Solid Color and OK. And I'm going to choose a blue, and then I want a really dark blue. And OK, and the reason you see these sparkles is just where it's at in the layer order. I move it up there, okay, it disappears. Okay, so Control I, click the layer mask, do Control I, and mask everything out. Then I'm going to grab a soft brush, and I'm going to paint with white. So if your black is on top, just simply hit X on the keyboard, and that switches it over to white. And then just paint everywhere on the mirror. Until it looks pretty good and filled in. Okay, and I was at 50% on my brush. So it would be darker than that. And you don't want it this dark. See, you don't want that. So then I take my opacity down to about 30%. Okay, something else that, and I'm going to take take this layer down here because I want the wing layers on top, and this is why. I'm going to select both of my wings by hitting the Control key. Then I'm going to do Control J, and that duplicates them. Then I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and Flip Vertical. And that turns them upside down. I'm going to grab the Move key, Move tool, and bring them down here in the water because her reflection in the water has no wings. And we want it to look the same. It's kind of acting kind of sticky, so if you hit the Control key, it kind of releases the automatic positioning or whatever Photoshop does to help us out. But in this case, it doesn't help us out. So you hit the Control key and you can place it where you want it as you're moving. Okay, then once again, grab the brush because we need to mask off parts of the wing. So that's the right one. And I need black. Okay, and let me see if the far wing one needs to be masked off. Not really. That looks good. Okay, same with the sparkle. I'm going to do Control J on the sparkle and Edit, Transform, and Flip Vertical. Grab the Move tool, and oh, my auto select is on. Started moving something else. Okay, so grab the sparkle and move it down and select the mask and mask the sparkle off her face and arms. Okay. Alright, then the next phase, we want to put movement on the water. So I'm going to flatten. Oh, and something else I forgot to say is that the wings, in the reflection, I turn the opacity to those down to 40%. So next I'm going to grab the quick selection tool and just make a quick selection. I'm not going to worry about having it be perfect because we can fix that with the history tool, which we're going to use as part of this process. So I'm going to make two different water effects on this. I'm going to do, we go to Filter, Distort, and then Ripple, and I move the amount up to the upper 200s, and I usually keep it on medium. Sometimes I like it on large, so that's just a preference, and you decide what you like. And then you move the history, the quick selection, above the last quick selection. You put the history brush icon there, and you grab the history brush, and then you go around the edges where you don't want it to be rippled. Get a little closer. You can see where it was rippled, and I'm undoing it with a finger and the moss around the edges. Okay. Alright, then Control D. Then the next effect, I'm going to grab the elliptical marquee tool and make an oval that I can best judge. Looks like her finger would be in the middle of it, and that takes some practice, and I've done it several times just to get it right. And go back up to Filter, Distort, and go to Zigzag this time. And I move the amount up to about 30, and then the ridges, I go between 8 and 10 usually. Then click OK, and then grab the history brush again. Zoom in. Okay, history brush, and take out all the zigzag off of everything that you don't want rippled. And when you come to the hand, you don't want to do all of the finger. You want the finger to look like it's in water. So I'm going to leave that a little bit. And then Control D to deselect. And move back out. And there it is. Thanks for watching, and have fun.